Season 2 of A House of the Dragon has just come to a close, and that final episode laid down the foundations of what to expect when the show returns in Season 3. It didn't have an epic climactic conclusion like we got when the first season ended 2 years ago, but at least we know there is more on the horizon with some epic battles just around the corner and some character deaths that will most likely be emotional and take us by surprise. Hey, everyone, welcome back to the Screen Explain TV. Today, we're diving into everything that's currently out there about Season 3 of the A Game of Thrones spin-off show, House of the Dragon. I'll also share my theories and predictions on what I think will happen next. So, let's get into it. Here is House of the Dragon Season 3, Everything We Know. This section will contain spoilers from the novel, so please be careful if you're choosing to listen ahead. If you don't want any spoilers from the book, this is going to have a lot of them. I'll be touching on the main plots that I think we could see occurring in the show based on what we've seen so far. The final episode of Season 2 of House of the Dragon very much felt like it was setting up one of the first major battles that we're going to be seeing in Season 3. This infamous battle is known as the Battle of the Gullet. It's a sea battle between the Greens, led by Tywin Lannister and his alliance with the Triarchy, and the Blacks, led by Lord Corlys Velaryon, his son Alan Velaryon, and the Queen who never was, Rhaenys Targaryen, along with their dragon riders. The divide set up between Jace and the new dragon riders is something that will tie into this battle. The Battle of the Gullet is one where the Triarchy eventually lose, allowing the Blacks to gain some advantage. However, Jace ultimately ends up falling victim to the battle. I think within the show, he'll go along with them, feeling superior and wanting to prove himself. Jace has this complex of feeling that others aren't worthy of having dragons, which will likely lead to his demise. Jace's overconfidence and desire to prove himself superior will be his downfall. His complex about others being unworthy of having dragons will likely lead him to take unnecessary risks, ultimately causing his death in the battle. Another main part of the story we might see in the next season is that of Hugh Hammer and Ulf White switching sides and going over to the Greens. The seed was already planted in the finale, where Ulf showed his true character and his desire for the title of a knight. While he was speaking in jest, it was something he meant. I imagine they'll be awarded the title of knight following their contribution in the Battle of the Gullet, but as time goes on, their newfound lifestyle will go to their heads, and they'll want more. It's said that they believe they deserve the title of Lord, and because they weren't given it, they switched sides, seeing an opportunity to progress themselves on the other side of the war. This could almost prove Jace's point right from beyond the grave. He was always worried about giving that much power to people not raised as traditional Targaryens. With two dragons switching sides, it will be a massive blow, especially since Rhaenyra's strength largely comes from her dragons. With Ulf and Hugh switching sides, the balance of power will shift dramatically. Rhaenyra's strength is largely due to her superior number of dragons, and losing two of them will be a significant setback. In the finale, we saw hints of the long-awaited battle between Daemon and Aemond. These two characters have similar storylines and mindsets. Both desire to claim the throne for themselves and were overlooked when younger. Helena's prophecy about Aemond being swallowed up in the God's Eye sets the stage for this confrontation. The God's Eye is a lake near Harrenhal, where a battle between Daemon and Caraxes, and Aemond and Vhagar, will occur. Both Aemond and Daemon will fall victim to this battle. Daemon is said to take the remaining eye of Aemond before they dive into the water, where they both die and are swallowed by the God's Eye, fulfilling Helena's prophecy. This could be the biggest moment in the show so far, two major character deaths at once. Alicent's switch in allegiance is also a critical plot point. She's prepared to allow her son Aegon to die to restore peace, which would allow Rhaenyra to ascend the throne. However, with Aemond off to battle, King's Landing will be left undefended. This might allow Daemon and the Riverlands army to storm the capital, leading to significant losses for the Greens. We're also finally going to meet Daeron, Alicent's other son, who hasn't been introduced yet. Raised away from her, he's thriving as an individual, which makes Alicent question her parenting methods. Daeron has a dragon, Tessarion, and it will be interesting to see his dynamics with his family. Rhaenyra's bonding with the wild dragon sheepstealer in the finale is another exciting development. Rhaenyra has felt purposeless in Rhaenyra's tactics, and this bonding will allow her to contribute to the fight. While the book provides a reference, the show has taken creative liberties, so some things could change. Now, let's talk about the release date. Following the end of Season 2, the main question on everyone's mind is, when will Season 3 be out? Sadly, it looks like there's going to be another 2-year gap between seasons. The show hasn't gone into production yet, and while the story is being written, that's as far as they've gotten. The gap between Season 1 and Season 2 was about 2 years, so it's safe to assume we'll be waiting that long again. But, as always, the quality makes it worth the wait. The good news is that House of the Dragon is definitely returning for its 3rd season, and possibly a 4th, depending on the showrunner's plans to tell the story in 3 or 4 seasons. In addition to A House of the Dragon, we also got a first look at the next Game of Thrones spin-off series, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Set 100 years before Game of Thrones and 100 years after House of the Dragon, it's scheduled for a 2025 release, giving us something to look forward to during the break. At least there will be some kind of a Game of Thrones fix for us to watch in the meantime between the 2-year break. This new series promises to expand the rich lore of Westeros, diving into the adventures of Ser Duncan the Tall and his squire, Egg. Unfortunately, that's all we know about Season 3 for now. As more information gets released, I'll keep you updated. There you have it, House of the Dragon Season 3, everything we know. If you want to see Season 2 of A House of the Dragon broken down, click on the card in the top corner or head over to my channel where you'll find all the videos. What do you think will happen in Season 3? How many more seasons do you think they actually need? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.